Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So I am out today on the Honda Goldwing. I am doing my first video actually of the Garmin zumo XT2. Now if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've had a Garmin zumo XT for a lot of years. I mostly used it on the CRF 300L and the Trail 125, but I wanted one for the Goldwing, the XT2. Fits the bill, and the cool part about this is because I have the mounts for the XT on the CT 125 and the 300L, I can just unsnap this, take it off, put it on either bike because the mount will work. Now this mount is a 12 volt to this because there is a 12 volt to 5 volt converter in here. The one for the Garmin zumo XT has the 12 volt to 5 volt converter in the wire. This one does not, so we're getting 12 volt directly to this, but it does have the pin configuration for 12 volt use or 5 volt use, so it will work on both. Now the Garmin zumo XT will not work on this mount because this is 12 volt only, and it won't hurt it if you put it on there, it just won't work. So this mount here is just for the Garmin zumo XT2. So we're going to go for a little ride here. I want to put in maybe a destination. We'll check this out. We'll click on where to. Let's do a search for maybe Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse. It's going to bring up a list of different Texas Roadhouses. We don't want to do the one that's 57 miles. We want to do this one that's 2.8 miles. Now the cool part about this is too, I can select this, which is adventurous, Garmin adventurous routing, and I can select the difficulty of adventurous depending on where you're at. So if we go over here, we're less adventurous. It's going to take us mainly straight road to it, and that's it. You go to the right, the further you go, and that's more adventurous. And that's what it does on the map here. It actually changed the route you can see down this way, which is more of an adventurous ride than it is just straight. We'll go back this way. So 3 is pretty much just straight route. 4 is going to take us adventurous. And the adventurous one is the one we want to take. So we're going to click go. It's going to draw us up our map here. And we are ready to go. 9 minutes, 4.5 miles. And it tells us what road to take. So we're just going to follow this map and see how it leads us to Texas Roadhouse. If you're in a town and you want to go someplace to eat, not much better than Texas Roadhouse. Let's go out here. Now also on this I do have the Garmin zumo R1 radar system, which I can click on that. It's going to bring up my radar. So my last video shows the radar system, the R1. You can check it out if you want more information on the R1 radar. Right now we're just wanting to use the map, so we'll do full screen on the map. It's telling us to take a right here, looks like. So the cool part about this is like an off-road GPS, but you can actually use this on street bikes. You can actually use this in your vehicle. I got a mount in my Jeep where this can actually work in the Jeep. Granted, it's not as big as some of them that they make for something like the Jeep and my overlanding strips. This is pretty small, but it will work. But it's just perfect for the Honda Goldwing or the 300L or the Trail 125. This is a perfect. So here we go. We're going to turn right, just like it's telling us. It drawed out kind of a map that is kind of a purple or a magenta. It's also doing voice. I can hear it telling me through the helmet because I do have my Senna paired to this unit. It's telling us 1.6 miles to Buffalo Soldier Trail. And it tells us our arrival time here. Now, if we can click on this button here, we can click on trip data. So it shows us the time, 8 minutes and 21 seconds arrive in. So we arrive in 8 minutes and 21 seconds. We're headed south. Our arrival time is 4:16 p.m. And I can tell you from using this thing for 3 years of the Garmin zumo XT, this thing is awesome. Definitely, in my opinion, it's the best GPS you can get, especially for motorcycles. So we're going to have to turn left here in 1.5 miles, so we need to get over. Now, even though I'm not using the Garmin zumo R1 radar on here right now, I can actually still see my radar indicator here if there's a car coming up on either side of us, which there's not right now. This is not a very populated road here. Okay, now because I passed that vehicle on the right, it did show a yellow light there, showing me there was one. I'll slow down here and you can see this, it'll turn yellow again. As soon as he catches up to me, there it goes yellow, and now he's gonna pass me. Once he gets right there, it goes off. So hopefully you can see that. My phone may be in the way. Let me take this off. Another one coming up on the right, it turns yellow. He gets about right there, goes off, perfect. The Garmin zumo R1 radar is amazing. Look back at my last video. I do an install on the Honda Goldwing and I take it out for a ride and test it. But right now we're testing this Garmin zumo XT2. So I'm doing a test on this Garmin zumo XT2, even though I've had the XT for years. Now they call it an XT1, I believe, but I've had it for a lot of years, so I know this is going to be good, even better than the Garmin zumo XT. It does have a bigger screen on this one. It pops up here and says ahead, a 35-mile-an-hour zone, curvy road, which you can see the curved road sign right up there. It tells us our speed limit on here, which is cool. It tells us our current speed, and if we're speeding above that, this will actually turn red. See there, I went to 39, and it turns red around our speed, showing us that we are going over the speed limit. Okay, now it's telling us to turn left on Buffalo Soldier Trail. So it's pretty cool to do the adventurous routing. If you're not just wanting a boring road straight there, and you're on a motorcycle, we like the curves. If you're out somewhere going to on a longer trip, you select the adventurous. It's going to find you a lot better map for motorcycles instead of just straight highway to your destination. If you're in a hurry and you want to get there quick, you wouldn't want to use adventurous. You'd want to put it on less adventurous. It's going to give you a straight route to your destination. Love the map here. We can actually, even if we want, we can actually zoom out on this map. We don't have to have it zoomed in like that. But now, it will automatically, when we come up on a turn, it will automatically zoom in because we're coming up on that turn. But you can actually turn that feature off in the settings also. So we're going to take a left here. We're going to go by the Honda shop, Cochise Motorsports, which is not where I bought any of my Hondas. All of my Hondas was bought in Missouri. .9 miles, turn right on whatever that says. Some of these roads here in Arizona, I can't pronounce them. So I'm definitely digging the Garmin zumo XT2, no doubt about it. The screen is super bright. I don't even have it all the way bright right now. But on a sunny day, it's super bright. You can see this thing just as clear as a bell. Now, yes, it is glossy. A shiny screen. But they don't seem to affect it at all. And one cool thing about the Garmin zumo XT2 or the XT is you don't have to have bare hands. I don't have gloves on right now. but you can use gloves. They don't even have to be touch gloves. Just regular gloves will work, and it works just flawless. It's real easy to touch. Probably the best touchscreen I've ever used. Even my phone is not this good. I wish my phone would not have to have touch gloves. This one here, I can use any glove. I really like that. Really detailed maps too. And I've just got this on the stock settings. I've not really changed anything. I actually just stuck this on here today. Let's click on our radar. Just go ahead and add it on here. Shows a car coming up on our left. Our light turns yellow. There's the car. Goes off. Another car coming up on the left. So the Garmin zumo XT coupled with the Garmin zumo R1 radar is super fantastic. I really am digging this thing. If you have a Honda Goldwing, you do know that it has navigation, but the navigation that comes on the Honda Goldwing is crap. It's just not. It's the worst navigation I've ever seen. This thing is far superior to anything I've ever used. Plus, I could use navigation on my phone, but this frees up my phone. I don't have to have my phone on here. I don't have to be using my phone. I can use the Garmin zumo XT2. Same way when I'm riding off-road. Instead of using my phone, I can use the Garmin zumo XT2, free up my phone, and use it for what a phone is made for. So this is one awesome GPS. I love the way everything is laid out just perfectly. It tells us our speed limit on this street is 45 miles an hour, which is correct. I've never had this thing be wrong unless they're actually doing some construction maybe and they've changed the speed limit and dropped it down because of construction. Otherwise, the speed limit that shows you what the speed is actually spot on. It's going to tell us to turn right here. It's really cool when you pair this also to your Sena device. I'm using a Sena 60S, and when you pair it to the Sena, it's really cool because you hear the turn-by-turn through your intercom system on your helmet. We are getting close. Close this out. Let's put our trip data back on here. Oh, we're 53 seconds before we arrive. We're getting close. We're headed south. And the cool part about it is when you're finished with your ride, it gives you a ride summary. It tells you how long of time the trip took. It tells you the distance you went. It tells you your maximum acceleration and deceleration. And you can actually save this trip data if you want to for this trip. So it knows that we're close, and it brought up the ride summary. And here we are at Texas Roadhouse.
Arriving at Texas Roadhouse.
Arrived at Texas Roadhouse, it said. We're going to click that because we don't need that right now. Let's go in Texas Roadhouse and have a steak. Okay, I better not do that. My wife would kill me if I went to Texas Roadhouse without her because she loves it as much as I do. So just wonderful how good this thing works. We'll stop right here. And I want to navigate to get some fuel while I'm out here too, because I'm definitely low on fuel. If you can see that one bar, I definitely need fuel. So let's go where to. Let's do a search for Circle K. Circle K. It's going to bring up all the different Circle Ks around here. 1.6 miles. There's one on 92. There's one on Buffalo Soldier. There's one here, 1.9 miles, East Highway 90. And it also tells you on the left here whether they have fuel or not. Like these have fuel. They got the little gas pump here. And I do know for sure that this one here on Fry Boulevard, it does not have gas. It is a Circle K, but it does not have gas, and it shows right there. Basically, it shows as just grocery. Let's go to the one on Highway 90. I believe this is the right one that I want. But we want to do an adventurous route too. It stays on adventurous, I noticed that. Let's go off adventure. It's just not going to do much here. Adventurous, but there's really not an adventurous way to that. So it's probably just going to take us straight there. So we can just turn the adventurous thing off of there for now, because there's no adventurous way to get there. You got to just go. Click go. Tells us all of our details here.
Please drive to highlighted route.
Okay, please drive to highlighted route. Here we go. Okay, I got my trip data up here. It's even showing me how to get out of the parking lot.
Turn left on Elmer Cottage, then take the second left.
Okay, I don't necessarily need my trip data on here right now. I'd actually rather have my R1 radar. So we're going to turn it on. So if you guys have a motorcycle, you're looking for a good GPS, I highly recommend the Garmin zumo XT2. Would I get an XT? Yes, it's actually good. But with the features that it comes with on the Garmin zumo XT2, to me it's worth the extra money, because you get different things like the radar that it can come up here, the R1 radar. That's pretty cool, that you cannot use on the XT at all. So I definitely think that's cool, and a lot of the stuff that this has is worth the upgrade. Okay, I have my R1 radar going here. Let's click this and we can bring it up full screen. Pretty much because I actually know where I'm going, even though I'm using navigation to get there. It's funny today when I'm riding, pretty much everybody is courteous and they're not pulling up so close behind me that it kicks on the radar showing them in the rear. They're just not getting close enough to make it come on. It shows them on here. Now it is. She got close enough to me. She lit up red on here. You can see the cars. They're all coming up here around me. You can see them on here like this one's turning yellow. So this turned yellow, there's a car going to pass me. And when they get close enough, it'll turn red if they get close enough in my lane behind me. Super cool. So I would definitely recommend the Garmin zumo XT2 and go ahead and get the zūmo R1 radar. I mean, if you can afford it, it's definitely a good thing to have. If you're a person that rides motorcycles a lot, I ride motorcycles all the time. Whether it be any of my 3 bikes, I ride a lot. Passing me here, I love this R1 radar. I love this Garmin zumo XT2. So I definitely like this a lot better than the XT, just because of the bigger screen. It's a brighter screen. It has the radar feature that you can add to it. There's just a whole bunch of things, to me, that makes the XT2 the best buy. And while you're at it, and you're going to spend the money to buy an XT, instead of thinking down the road and wishing, man, I wish I would have bought the Garmin zumo XT2, just go ahead and get it, or save up for just a little bit longer so you can get the XT2, and then you'll definitely be happy and you won't have to worry about it. It's showing cars all around me on this thing. One coming up on the left. Shows yellow on here, yellow there. I can't say it enough. I'm probably repetitive here, but I'm just so excited because I really like this. And the Garmin zumo XT2 works flawlessly. Now I will take it on my next ride off-road. I'll put it on the CRF 300L or the Trail 125, depending on the one I take. And we'll take this out and try it out off-road. But I already know that it's going to do great because I've had the XT2 for so many years. It's telling us to turn right up here. Now this video is not an in-depth video of all the features and all the things that you can do, because there's a lot of stuff on here that you can do with the Garmin zumo XT2 that I'm not covering in this video. This is just my first ride, first impressions. My light was on green arrow. I didn't realize that. I could have took off and went anyway. Or I can even go on red on right. Or I can even go right on red. Either way, but boy, I messed that up. This road's so rough here, I actually need to lock this goldwing into 4-wheel drive. You can see how bad this road is right there. It's horrible. You see how I'm bouncing up and down here? It's horrible. But they are fixing to redo this for long, hopefully. Somebody passing me. Man, I love this because I never knew that people was coming up. Had no clue that car was there. But this thing notified me with the yellow car on here and the yellow light lit up there. So, I mean, the R1 radar coupled with the Garmin zumo XT2 is just super together. Even without the XT2, the R1 radar, which you can buy that R1 radar and don't even have a zumo XT2 or a phone. And it works by itself. Once you got it connected to power, it just works as a standalone unit. It's telling us that our Circle K is right here. Oh, it beeped. It beeps whenever a car comes up around me too.
Arriving at Circle K.
Arrived at Circle K. We are here. Uh-oh, that pump ain't working. Okay, guys, thank you all for watching Woodsman Adventures. As I said, I really love the Garmin zumo XT2 and the R1 radar. Super cool. I will post a link where you can check both of these out down below. Click the thumbs up, subscribe, click that bell icon. You'll be notified when I put out a new video. And we'll catch you all in the next adventure. Ride on. Here's one that works. We hope. God bless you all, guys.